Oh, hello. Oh, it's so warm. I melt. Hey, folks, welcome in. Hope you're all having a good one. Welcome to your Thursday Minecraft live stream. The fan noise will continue until morale improves. It is far too warm in my office. I got a glass of ice water. No tea today. Definitely not drinking tea today. It's a bit warm. Bit warm here, but that's all fine. It's a lovely day on the Empires server. Hello, hello. Good to have you all here. Hope you're all well. There's absolutely no sound coming from this track. It's a very quiet one. Let's change that. There we go. So, for those of you who've been here on the more recent streams, and is my lights not working? Well, those are. All right, give me 2 seconds. Curious. All right, technical issues. Boop, there it is. Okay, cool. Now, if I change that from here, is that gonna... No, okay. Interesting. Do the channel point rewards work? Let me quickly try that. Okay, alright. I was worried this was going to happen. It's fine. I'm probably going to have to disable channel points for this stream, unfortunately. So yeah, for folks who've been here for the last few streams, you may know that I was having a lot of connection issues to the server. And it's primarily because of the way my internet service provider directs traffic, apparently. So what I've discovered is that I have to log into the server using a VPN right now. But that has unfortunately meant that some of the connectivity between my stream stuff and the stuff in my studio is interfered with, and I haven't had a chance to test that out and set things up yet. So yeah, hopefully we can get that working. And to be honest, like, I'm not planning on using the VPN for all that long because my internet is getting upgraded soon, and hopefully that should resolve the problem. But if I go to channel points, yeah, it seems like I'm going to have to, unfortunately, switch those off for the time being. At least the ones that involve changing the lights in the background. Unfortunately, that's just not going to work out. So yeah, I'll try and get that fixed between streams, and if I can't get it fixed, then we may just have to deal until my internet can be back. But there we go. So all of the channel points should now be gone, except for thank the mods and tell me I look like someone. So that's all good. And in the meantime, we got pride lights in the background. That's nice. That's always good. I can change... Yeah, I can change my hue lights. I just can't change the nano leaf. And the hue lights are very subtle, so I don't want that to be the channel point redemption for the time being. Anyway, we'll leave the rainbow flag up there because it's nice. OT, thank you so much for the 11 months. Tech support, gifting a sub. Thank you so much for gifting a sub. I kind of need tech support right now. Our Worth Wine, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Alpin with the 21 months. And Thomas resubbing for 8 months. Thanks to Fazoo Battlecaster. Cheers. What's this you keep hearing about a ghost cat? So somebody from the community decided to draw me with a ghost cat because I'm building a catacombs, and it made sense. It was a good pun. So there's been like a bunch of people drawing me with a ghost cat. I don't have a ghost cat in the game. It's just something people decided I should have, which is fine. I like people creating their own little fun additions to the universe of Empires, whether they are, you know, on-camera things or not. It's always kind of fun. Ghost cat, the cat that's a ghost. So yeah, so the good news is I'm able to connect to the server, and it seems like I'm able to stream fine. I wasn't sure about, like, what a VPN does in terms of redirecting traffic and how that would turn out for the stream, but it seems like, fingers crossed, everything is going okay. So we're going to be streaming like normal, and thankfully we're not going to be falling through the world every time I go through another portal anymore. I hope. But I seem to have got it working. I've been able to log in, record, have voice chat going, that kind of stuff, and nothing has been a problem as far as I can tell. Can mob textures be transparent? No, I believe not. I do need to talk to our art and mod team about this, because we have a custom mod on the server, and it may be possible to do stuff with transparent mob textures, because it would be very fun if I could have Ghost Cat. but right now I don't believe there is a way I can do that using at least vanilla graphics capabilities, so we will see. I would like to have a ghost cat at some point. It would be quite fun. But yeah, there we go. Definitely won't miss falling through the world. I know, it's just a pain. It's just a pain rubber banding every time you go through a nether portal. A tame aghast for a ghost cat. Solid point. Yeah, very, very good. So yeah, I put EmpiresVPN as a joke. I'm not going to tell you which VPN I'm using because they don't get free advertising from me. But I'm using one. I threw a dart at my YouTube subscription feed and somebody had a VPN sponsorship because they all do. So I decided that I was going to just do that. And people recommended doing that if you had connectivity issues, and it seems to be working out well for me. So fingers crossed. Vex are transparent? No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. Right, let's get into it. We're here on Empires. We're actually in the world, and things are working out. Yeah, I do like the idea of the ghost cat having like the coloring of an allay. They the folks who did the drawings originally did that based on the colors of like soul speed particles when you're running on soul sand in the nether with soul speed. But yeah, it would be kind of fun. So we're going to be working on the catacombs a bit more today. Going to be working more on the storage system, hollowing out a couple more of these rooms. I've sort of figured out, roughly speaking, what the categories are down here. Again, the catacomb categories. We have wood and stuff over here, miscellaneous wood and all of the different logs. Over here we have a bunch of the different stone types. And then I think over this way, the tunnel that we've already started digging out towards the eventual like tomb area over here, we're going to have specialist blocks. So we're going to have things like quartz, prismarine, like mostly stuff from the overworld in here, because I want the nether to be down on a lower level down there. So like amethyst is going to go over this way. We'll probably put like snow and that kind of stuff around here, sandstone. Like I've started to gather things in roughly these places. And then the nether bricks and stuff that are here right now, but they're going to go downstairs. And I think that's the way we're going to have this all work out. That's my thinking, at least. But yeah, this would be good. Seeing my face because it looks like my YouTube profile picture. It's because my YouTube profile picture is based on my Minecraft skin, which is based on what I look like. Yeah, my Minecraft skin is very much just a drawing of me. So, carry on, KK. Thanks so much for the double nerd, the 24 months. Jenny, thank you for the 100 bits. Leave the bridge as it is, let the Empires design the bridge, have a museum or library dedicated to me. The thing is, I've tried building museums before, it's a lot of work. And it might be a slightly different project to my museum from Survival Guide 1, which I still haven't distributed a world download for because I kind of wish that I had the time to finish the museum, and I don't, and so I'm just kind of like shrugging and avoiding the question. So, Amazing Cincy, thank you for the 8 months of Prime. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I like the idea of like either everybody else on the server gets to use one of the towers and, like, the entire bridge feels like my contribution to it, right? So, like, because I've built it, I don't have to have a tower over here. Alternatively, I build some kind of, like, ruined, crumbling 13th tower that sort of represents my empire because my empire is still kind of ruins. So I build a tower that's just, like, off in the water somewhere, kind of like a failed experiment for the original bridge. Or I just... The entire bridge is hollow, right? The entire bridge has, like, nothing on the inside. And so I just, like, this is my tower. Somehow, I don't know. I create some kind of secret passageway that leads down into here, and it's, like... I've wanted, like, my overall ambition for this is to have a dungeon of sorts that goes right the way through the bridge. Like, it's a gauntlet that you have to run, and there's just, like... you know, a parkour kind of element to it or something. I don't know. You could do some fun stuff with that. But I like the idea of building something that's, like, inside the bridge. Unfortunately, it means anytime anyone comes to the bridge, there'd be, like, mob noises or something. But, frankly, people don't run across the bridge all that often because we all fly everywhere. So, it kind of makes sense, right? Well, most of us fly everywhere. The ones who've got wings. Bold of you to assume that Ollie is going to get around to needing a tower. I mean, yeah, people have said he's probably going to make 3 episodes from this series. But... you never know. You never know. Man might turn over a new leaf. He might decide that he's energized enough by all of the stuff we're doing on this server that he wants to make more episodes. Either way, he'll be doing stuff on the server, even if he's not actively making episodes about it. So, if he wants a tower, he has a tower. That's all I'm saying. And somebody else can make a tower for him if they want to. I don't know. But I like the idea of them all representing the other folks on the server, since my empire is not really something that like I'm actively pursuing its role in the world, you know? Or its role is over and done with. It is past. He's going to turn over a new orb. But yeah, so spoilers, Ollie is on the server now. The amount of times at the beginning of this season, because obviously we knew Ollie was going to be on the server, like the whole plan was that he's going to have been part of the server long before us, have already fought the dragon, he's got the dragon egg, right? It's the whole deal. But because we have a mod that removes his login and log out messages, but it's kind of inconsistent on how it hides him. So he's been trying to avoid logging in and out when we're streaming or whatever, just in case, or like while we're making videos. But he has been able to log into the server, and sometimes you don't know that he's online or not. So I have been purposefully avoiding pressing tab to show who's online on some of these streams because I haven't checked beforehand whether he's online or not. And I even went so far as to rebind the tab key to something else on my keyboard, so I didn't just idly press it whilst I was running around doing stuff. Like, I rebound it to H, so I had to, like, take my hand off the mouse to press it. And yes, I know Joey's video from the first, like, collab of the season kind of gave it away, and that was unfortunate. That was just an editing mistake. There's nothing that we could really do about that. But, yeah, a lot of people either didn't see that or, like, you know, we kind of had the idea that if anybody asked and was, like, really persistent about it, we were just going to say, like, oh, he had the IP address, but it was the wrong server, and they were still talking about Afterlife and that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, Ollie's been on the server for a while, and it's really quite funny. Occasionally, he has just, like, he slept the night when I thought I was the only one online, and then he's, like, said something to me in chat, and I've been like, I didn't realize you were online. He was like, who do you think was sleeping? There's nobody else here but you and me. So yeah, it's funny. We got some stuff planned. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. You always get lost. Do I have a tutorial on navigation by coordinates? I mean, I discussed coordinates in some of the episodes of Survival Guide, but to be honest, a lot of the skill of navigating your world in Minecraft is about navigating by landmarks, by biomes, mountains, that kind of stuff. Like, it's always really worth going and looking for that stuff in your world and trying to figure out, like, how can I navigate home just by sight, as though you don't have, like, all of this junk. But the compass is a useful tool if you want to see where spawn is, but aside from that, it's virtually useless. Seen a lot of hints in videos referencing mysterious people. Good to know it's Ollie. Yeah, for the most part, it is Ollie. There might be a couple of other things that are, like, hinting at other stuff, but yeah. Just saw the video, had a lot of fun. Yeah, like, his whole style of video making is very, very funny. Flip has been saying that he's steadfast with 12 players, no more, no less. Then there's Ollie. Yeah, no, yeah, he is the exception. And I've been talking about it for a while and being like, yeah, no, 12 is like a nice round number. It's like the number of, you know, the numbers on a clock and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. It's so easily divisible. But 13 is a prime number. And, yeah, obviously we had 13 empires last season if you counted the whole Zornoth thing. So it was kind of fun to have a 13th empire this time around, but have it be somebody we like. Obviously, we like Zornoth as a plot device, but, you know, it's a more friendly presence, put it that way. Have people found my secret build yet? Not yet, no. There's still one more thing I have left to do with it, but that's going to happen later today, hopefully. And then people will go and find it. Ollie is not the new Zornoth. At least as far as we know. Things may develop into him being evil, but, like, that's not something we have decided beforehand. He's just going to be an agent of chaos like he always is, and we're happy about that. I'm still in the process of moving in down here to the catacombs. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where everything is going. I still haven't fully decorated. I just want to get a lot of this stuff, like, moved in here so that I stop going to my old storage system for blocks, mostly. Listening to me with the Warden was fantastic. Yeah, no, the Warden thing was very, very fun. That was on Fwip and Joel's streams, so that happened ages ago. That was back on, like, the 2nd of August or the 4th or somewhere around there, so that happened, like, a week ago. But, yeah, I just wanted to record it at the time because it was really funny. Will I automate the catacombs? So the idea is that the chests in these rooms... Malcolm, what's up? Welcome back. Thank you for the 27 months. Yeah, the idea is that these rooms are going to be the ones that have automated storage. There's already hoppers down there. There's already block swappers showing you what all of the blocks are. It looks kind of weird in here because this is all the stone blocks and they're already part of the floor, but trust me, it all works. It's easier to show in the wood room over here. But yeah, I'm going to have auto filters going into the backs of these and that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, this is... The rooms transform a little bit. It's good. And the stuff down here is going to be nether-related and probably end-related, I think, is the plan. But for now, we can at least continue over here and get the rest of this room dug out. The only way I think Ollie could be evil is going with a Team Rocket dynamic with someone else, and that's not really evil. True, yeah, no, he is definitely the Jesse to somebody's James. Also, I was today years old when I realized that the fact that Team Rocket is named Jesse and James is a reference to the outlaw Jesse James. I was like, wait a second, those two names sound familiar in another context. Yep. just decided to make that connection in my brain. Also, I don't know what they're called in the Japanese, like the original Pokemon anime, but yeah, the fact that they're called Jesse and James is clearly a reference. They even say it, Jesse, James, without like any other words in between. So yeah, I feel like a fool now. There's also Butch and Cassidy in the second gen cards. See, I never watched beyond like the first iteration of the Pokemon anime. So, yeah, that reference would have passed me by. But just in case people didn't get it from Jesse and James, they got it from Butch and Cassidy, I guess. Oh, gosh, I feel like I've been played for a fool by the Pokemon anime. It's a good start to the stream. Block exchange trick reminds me of an American speakeasy where the whole room changes. God, it would be so cool to build something like that in Minecraft. The amount of, like, secret headquarters redstone stuff you can do would be proper Thunderbirds. It'd be great. Masashi and Kojiro. I don't know if that's, like, a reference to something in Japanese culture. I presume so. But the, there's like a term for Japanese comedy where there's like a straight man and a funny guy. Like I forget what the term is, but I remember reading about it because there's some stuff in the Yakuza games that's related to that. If only the server had a James, he could be a Jesse too. I can think of a few. I can think of a few of us. Pokemon is the master of normalizing puns? Yeah. I mean, you just look at all of the Pokemon's names for a start. The one I found out recently, like, it's really cool when you read any of the Pokemon wikis that are out there. There's a few of them, where it lists the different language names for the different Pokemon, and it turns out that some of them, while they are, like, their names in the Latin alphabet, like the alphabet that most European languages use, there's still, like, puns that work in English that are just, like, the French or German name for Pokemon. I think some of them are better than the ones in the English translation. Like, Rillaboom from Pokemon Sword and Shield is called Gorhythmic in other translations, and I think that's in other, like, localizations. I think that's a better name. I like that name more. Solidarity's IRL name is James, and Jesse is a Toy Story character. That is true. That is true. What am I doing today? I'm just going to continue working on the catacombs because it's the only thing I can do on camera without spoiling stuff for other builds. And I don't have any other, like Matica schematics planned for anything yet. I will eventually, but I want to do, like, a facade for this that I need to probably design in Creative first. It's going to have some calcite in it somewhere, that's all I know. What's my trade in Empires? Froglights and whatever else people want, to be honest. Like, if there's somebody who isn't farming anything, or if there's a resource that isn't being farmed by anybody else, that's typically what I will try and cover. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of the room like this, because that way I will know where stuff is in that other room, and I won't feel like I have to go back and forth constantly to figure out where stuff should be, if I'm making these tombs even, which I think I probably will at this point. Is someone farming slime? I think Lizzie has said she wants to later. She isn't currently, but may do in future. So I'm kind of, like, I'm probably going to work on a slime farm for myself anyway, because it's good for me to have lots of slime. I need to make so many, you know, sticky pistons and redstone contraptions and stuff. But, yeah, sooner or later I will do that. But for now, I'm holding off on trading it to other people, if that makes sense. Like, I still might end up making a few resource farms and just not making them trades, because it's going to be useful for that kind of stuff, but I'm doing that with a conscious effort to not do it too much, because part of the reason that we have so many people claiming resources and all of that kind of stuff is to keep the amount of resource farms on the server to a minimum. A cool girl, yeah, I was talking about that earlier. I was saying, like, the inside of the bridge is hollow, so you could very easily do a thing in there. My plan is, ideally, if I have time to do this, because goodness knows, like, a lot of the stuff on this server is more about what time I have than about any kind of, you know, willingness to do stuff or vision for it. I would really like to turn the inside of the bridge into, like, a challenge of some kind, like a dungeon that people can run. And it's like the ceiling is really low, so you can't, like, fly through it. You've got to, like, pick your way through it. Like, there's a labyrinth in there or something. I would really love to do that. I don't know for certain if I will, but I would love to do something like that. Like, a consideration to lava casting the pillars of the bridge? No. No. I did not, because, like, lava casting them as in creating them that way in the first place seems like kind of counterproductive, because if I was building them up from the bottom, I could texture things as I went. Lava casting the insides of them, I don't need to, because they're all just completely smooth and, like, it's lit up at the bottom, so I don't need to fill them in with anything. And luckily on Minecraft, everything being solid pretty much means you don't have to worry about that. Am I going to make an ender? Somebody is, and I might end up doing it at some point. With whoever wants to do it, I might end up helping them. Either that or I'll do it myself. But right now, the main XP farm people are using is Joel's gold farm. Which is good for Joel, because he gets more people AFKing to make gold at his place, but... Studying a new world following the survival guide? Nice! Good luck! Hope your world turns out good. I've been really bad about forgetting that I want to give people a free pet magma cube with the Froglight trades. I traded with Lizzie and Catherine and forgot that I was doing that. So I feel like I owe them both a magma cube. So over here we're going to have chests there. Like this. Like a free Cracker Jack toy. Basically. It's a Happy Meal toy. And yeah, underneath each of these, of course, we've got the sticky piston block swapper set up, which is going to require these to be extended. We're going to have the lectern over here, I guess. And yeah, it's these blocks here that are changing, right? So we have pistons here. Yeah, I just need to remember the layout of this, and then we'll be
that's just prime.
Just fine. Hero of Olympus, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Brand new sub to the channel. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. We also had Shadow Knight, R Worthwine, Eshi Smites, Amazing Cincy. Thank you all for the bits and the resubs. Let's throw the lectern down over here. We've got all of those. We've got these. And then a row of stone across the back here. Redstone dust on top of that. Activate these pistons. Swaps the blocks over. Great. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Just been watching the Chaos of Whip and Joel's to and fro with a little help from me. Very funny. Yeah, it's a blast playing with these guys. They're all just full of fun ideas to prank each other. It's very, very good. We're going to build a secret catacomb too. I mean, maybe, sure, yeah. Not sure what I'd put in there quite yet, but we'll see. Shadow Knight, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. A brand new sub to the channel. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. Do I have a tutorial on that block switch? No, it's something I'm planning on introducing to the survival guide. But in the meantime, I can link you to the Reddit post where I found the design, because it was not something I was able to come up with by myself. I had a couple of ideas for block swappers, but they weren't going to tile particularly well. So, this is a Reddit post from r/redstone, posted a couple of years ago. It's originally by _Leo_. So yeah, all credit to them for a fantastic design. Very, very useful.
Don't be afraid to borrow.
Oh, this track's so annoying. Sorry. Go away.
Well, that's just prime.
Worthwine, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Another brand new sub to the channel. Thank you so much. Enjoy those emotes. Love the Warden prank? Yeah, I love doing stuff with the Warden. It's such a gold mine of fun opportunities to just mess with people, which I always enjoy. Yeah, I was away working on something completely different in a different part of the world, and Flip was like, "Are you free right now? I'm going to take the Warden to Joel's base." I was like, "I'm in, give me a second." And obviously it was also he could get the Warden's head, but that was, you know, entirely worth it. So it's... hang on. Hang on. Those get pushed under there. So when they're at rest... The chests being in the way is messing me up. There we go. So we have those like that. Yeah, okay, okay. No, wait. Wait a minute. These need to be one block lower down, don't they? That's what I messed up. And these are here. Yep. There we go. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, cool. Watch the Empire's vid to do, just really waking you up today? Yeah. Mythical sausage in the house. Can't do redstone for the life of me. You'll get there eventually, if you give it a chance. I think a lot of it is just down to basic understanding and following along with a couple of other people's designs until you sort of figure out how this stuff works. And also try stuff out in creative, like give yourself license to do that if you're normally a survival player. Because, yeah, there's honestly some stuff I know about redstone now that I couldn't have known without trying it in creative. I just don't have the brain to figure it out. Wait, that can be... No. There. Thank you. 1 hour in creative is worth 20 hours watching how-to redstone videos. Yeah, I think the thing you've also got to remember is that, you know, you don't need to... Wait. Hold up, hang on, what? This needs to be 1 block further forward. I get it. I get it. Yeah, you need to either approach it from a practical perspective, so, like, make whatever you're making out of redstone, whatever redstone project you're working on, it's got to be beneficial to you in some other way to begin with, because otherwise you're like, why am I even doing this with redstone at all? I think that's the stuff that's hardest for me to get my head around, because I don't like doing redstone sort of for the sake of it, if that makes any sense. Or at least I didn't to begin with, and I'm starting to get more comfortable with the idea now, but you start off with resource farms. You start off with stuff that's going to give you other building materials. If you're more of a builder, and then if you're, you know, interested in other aspects of the game, if you like, you know, just farming crops and that kind of stuff, then you start with technical projects that aren't necessarily redstone as such. They're more like, you know, mob sorters, mob farms, that kind of thing. But I'm starting to get the hang of it myself now. It's just taken me a while, you know? Been playing the game for like 8 years. If it's something you need, you don't feel like you're wasting your time, yeah. Pretty much that. I've done this one block too high again. Again, I say I'm getting the hang of it, and then I make simple mistakes that I just made because I need to remember what it is I'm actually doing here. So that's blocks of redstone. That's sticky pistons. On top of the redstone blocks, preferably. Hello, what are you doing? And then this is line of redstone dust. What are the pistons for? There's a block swappers. So there's a lectern here that has a written description of what's in each of the chests, or in the case of the wood room over there, I kind of came up with the idea that it's like listings of the families who are stored in each of these chests, assuming the chests are like family tombs, caskets, whatever, grave markers. And the idea is that if you turn the page of the lectern, it activates a block swapper that just reveals what's in all of the chests. So I can still have like labels for it the way I would do in my normal storage systems in Survival Guide, for example, but it looks... It can be disguised as more of like a tomb-looking environment in the meantime. Shadow Knight, thank you for gifting that sub to Seamus and Steve-O with the 19 months. Nice to see an impromptu episode pop up today. Can't wait to see the big project. I'm looking forward to sharing that with everybody. Yes, absolutely. So, hello? Alright. Confusing myself here. So these are all done. Pretty much. Just need to wire those up with repeaters. I'll probably have one on the back wall here as well, because that worked out well for me in the room with the stone types. And so if we want the block swappers to be here for the overall like evenness of the room, then they need to be one block further down. But I don't have nearly enough sticky pistons for this, so I'll need to go and get some more. The same block swappers work on Bedrock? No, unfortunately. They rely on quasi-connectivity, which is what the note blocks are there for. Because a redstone block is powering this piston through this note block, and redstone blocks don't normally do that on Bedrock Edition, because they don't provide the right type of power. Does anyone have a slime farm? Not on this server. Not yet. Luckily, it's pretty straightforward to just go to a swamp at night and ask other people not to sleep. So. What's the surprise? Ollie's joined the server, or was part of the server from the beginning. What about little statues with armor stands? I'll get to armor stands and stuff later. Like, I'm still on the early phase of designing this whole place, so we probably won't get to details like that later. But I don't want to do too many of them because armor stands are entities and they tend to lag the place out. Which, you know, considering I'm already having connectivity issues with the server, I don't really want to make that worse for myself. Can't even get into Minecraft today on your Xbox, don't know what's going on. Probably just some kind of server outage. That happens relatively frequently with stuff like this. Okay, let's go and get more sticky pistons. Just need to make more pistons in general. What am I planning to do with the bridge now there's a new member? There's a couple of options. I mentioned it at the end of the episode. You know, the first option is there are 12 towers already on the bridge. One of them is Ollie's and I don't have one because my empire isn't really like an active empire. It's more just like details of the past that have been left behind. Alternatively, I build a 13th tower somewhere, and that's either mine or it's Ollie's. Alternative, I basically claim some other part of the bridge, like the interior of the walkway of the bridge is like where my stuff is, depending on what I want to do with it, you know? So redstone is expensive? It is, yeah, but it's worth it, because it creates a really cool effect. Cool effect, compact design, one wide, tileable, pretty straightforward. And frankly, like, if redstone is expensive, you just go and trade with clerics, or you just go and, like, mine some more redstone. Like, it really doesn't matter that much. Redstone machine in the bridge to do what, though? That's the thing. I want to be able to make it some kind of, like, dungeon experience. Like, I've been replaying Hades, and I just want to make some kind of, like, weird dungeon crawler somewhere. But I don't know how to do that in a way that makes it feel kind of as energetic and randomized as Hades is. Could have a gate or arch on the bridge instead of a tower. Well, the plan is that it leads to my base anyway, so, like, you know, effectively everything beyond a certain point in the bridge is just mine. But, like, yeah, in terms of all of the different towers being representative of everyone's empires, I don't know how that pans out now that we have 13. But it's fun. We can figure that stuff out. Maze with treasure like the Breath of the Wild mazes? Yeah, maybe. Maybe something like that. A labyrinth of some kind, yeah. Potentially. I've got all sorts of options, and I'm just trying to sift through them right now and see what I figure will ultimately work. Buy sausage. Just me and Catherine now. Yes, mine. Craft. Just go to the corner. Why not? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Repeater. Is it there? Roughly there? About there? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Repeater. Knock that through. Another repeater. Okay. And then we just got to wire this up to the lectern. Which is still one block over. Like right here. Yeah. And honestly, we could just have like... Does it power that block? So it should power the redstone line if we do that. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Need to go and get a book and quill and find out. Been trolling us the whole time saying 12 is just a good number. Yep. Mm-hmm. I mean, I couldn't just tell you. Where would be the fun in that? But yeah, we wanted to keep Ollie a secret. I mean, people knew about him from day one, but we still wanted to keep him a secret. Interesting. Is the delay doing that? Because I don't have delay on any of the others. Yeah, you can't put delay on it. I'm kind of amazed by that. I think there's just something off about it. I guess we don't need to rebuild this as such, do we? We just activate it once. There we go. Now everything's synced up. Cool. Haven't watched the latest yet. Why did Ollie show up later? I have little context to who he is. Go and find out. Honestly, like, if you haven't had a chance to watch it, then that's fine. If you don't want to watch it for a little bit, then that's fine. But, like, nobody's going to tell the story better than he does. See how often he's going to upload with this server? Yeah, I mean, as much or as little as he wants to. Much as we like having people contribute to the server super regularly, it's like the fact is we don't have any kind of like strict upload requirements of everyone. So I'm thinking we want to have... We'll have amethyst blocks. We'll have the prismarine types. So it'll be stuff like this. Not sure what I'm going to do with sea lanterns. I might have a separate section for lighting somewhere. But we'll put those in there for now. Quartz. Snow. It'd be funny putting powdered snow in here, but having it being like on a dispenser instead of a block swapper, right? Just dispenses a bucket of powdered snow there. So we want block of quartz, quartz pillar probably that way. And I guess smooth quartz would be the other one. I don't really use much chiseled quartz. I know Joel's going to be doing a lot of that stuff anyway. There's quartz bricks too, but I really don't use those either. What can you do with amethyst crystal beside tinted glass? You can craft them into blocks, and you can make a spyglass. I think those are the only uses they have for now, but they also get used to duplicator lays in 119.1 and 2. We're only on 119 Prime to begin with. We're not on the new updates yet, but that's just waiting for mods and stuff and a general consensus about the server wanting to update. Yeah, there's potentially a couple more uses for them further down the line, but I think those are the only crafting recipes they have right now. I guess I just have to smelt a couple of quartz blocks to get smooth quartz, right? Sooner or later I'll just end up trading with a ton of stonemasons for them, so... Mausoleum storage is looking amazing. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. I am going to have to take regular breaks on this stream to go and get water because it is warm in my office today. Do you ever watch Ollie's videos for Afterlife? No, I don't tend to watch a huge amount of other Minecraft YouTube stuff beyond Hermitcraft, which I have to watch for the recap, and other folks on Empires right now. But yeah, like there's just a lot of stuff to keep up with. I don't always have the time, unfortunately. But since he only made like 1 episode or 2 episodes, I think, it wouldn't be too much to catch up on, I guess. Okay, perfect. That works. That works. It's almost impossible to distinguish between the two of these, but if you know, you know. Maxi, thanks so much for the 18 months. Welcome back. Half of that chest didn't render when I went around the corner for a second. And now we have to turn lots of jungle logs into few chests. Chopping Tuesday cannot come fast enough. You see about 3 or 4 lives in last night's video. Yeah, and there were several that he just didn't show, which is pretty funny. He spent most of his lives messing around when nobody was on the server anymore, from what I gather. Okay, so that's our first lot of chests. Obviously, we want to have hoppers going into those for the future automated storage. The future is now. And then we'll need another 32 chests, basically. Why have I done this to myself? A couple of these will just have stone in them, but whatever. Two seconds. Alright. No, Brock, thank you for the 8 months. Welcome back. Sorry, I was just engaging in a bit of Discord chatter about upcoming podcast episodes. Right. The hoppers are all in. We need to figure out what some of these are. Because, of course, like, we have this stuff around here. It's always possible that we move calcite and smooth basalt out of here. We put those with amethyst because they're all part of, like, that geode family. I think calcite is probably fine there, but smooth basalt I'm thinking about replacing with tough. But then it feels weird having smooth basalt and amethyst together, but not calcite. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I could just put tough down there, but I feel like I'll be using tough enough in my builds that I don't think I'll be using smooth basalt a whole bunch, you know? So I think maybe, because I have like less than a stack of smooth basalt, I think maybe we move that. We maybe consider doing something else with calcite, or we just have the smooth basalt down here. But it would make sense to have that here. Have amethyst here, which is going to be amethyst blocks, but I'll put these in there as a placeholder. Glad to see I got my internet sorted. Partially, yes. I'm using a VPN to connect to the server right now because that's the only way it doesn't lag out horribly for me. And eventually I'll be able to do something more permanent about that. Have I been to the Evermore? Yes. I went there in one of the earlier episodes of the series to say hi to Shelby and get... What did I get? Mangrove saplings from there. I've not been there since all of the lore about, like, oh, there's whispers and the fog and that kind of stuff. Like, haven't done that stuff. But then that's not the kind of stuff I'm typically going to be doing in my episodes anyway. Unless I am potentially the cause of it. Who knows? Has anyone ever redeemed the 1,000,000 channel points? Not to my knowledge. Not that I have seen. If I've not seen one, then got to apologize to whoever had those points, but I don't think anyone's earned enough points yet. Is the mountain still covered in shrink wrap? Yes. It is. Question is, what do? The only empires I haven't been to so far is False and Jimmy's. I've been to Jimmy's. I haven't been to, like, central Tumbletown, but I've definitely messed with Jimmy in the early days of the server. Haven't had anything with False yet, and I think it's just False and Ollie, really. And Ollie's stuff is going to be, like, a little bit different anyway, because he's not got, like, his mega base is what he has so far. Yeah, if we put calcite there, I'm not sure what we put in the other chest down here, because I think it works really nicely to have gravel and calcite as part of this arrangement, you know? What's my lore? I don't have any. Alright, I don't have a character. Like, my empire is much more about the backstory of the world than it is about me. So I don't have, like, I don't have a personal story. My story is much more about the world. I'm just doing fun background details that kind of make the world feel like it's more lived in and has existed before we started our empires. That's the idea. It's just this guy, you know? How do you get Lightmatica to 119? It's available for 119. You download it the way you would download Lightmatica normally. Go to CurseForge. Get it from there. Is Lightmatica available for Bedrock? No. I don't know if there are similar add-ons that can do stuff like that, but no, Lightmatica is a Java mod. Still not sure. Still not sure about that. What do we do? Do mud, maybe? I don't know. I want to do another room over here that's more organic stuff, like mud and moss and grass, dirt types, that kind of stuff. But I had tough in here before, and I'm thinking of moving it out of the corridor and into the main area here. End bricks. They're going to be downstairs. There's going to be a downstairs section to this that's going to be nether and end stuff. Oh, Structura is a similar add-on for Bedrock. That's cool. I assume Liara or somebody has set that command up because I didn't know about that one. Rejoice! Smallish Beans has joined the server. Clay blocks where the calcite goes? Maybe. I don't tend to use like raw clay for anything though. I don't tend to get a whole bunch of it. Obviously we can farm it now with mud and stuff, but... Let's go and look. Let's go look what else we've got. What other options we have. To be fair, I could put all of the quartz blocks along the back of that room because there are 5 of them, not just 3. And put chiseled and bricks in there, but then I also just don't need them, really. So we've got more amethyst and calcite. We can't push obsidian around, unfortunately. So that's not something we could put in a block swapper. Got a ton of diorite in here that I can move. Likewise this, which I must have traded from villagers at some stage. Wool is going to have its own thing as well. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of springs to mines. Other than, like, copper, maybe. But then that's going to go in valuables. Like, I know it's weird that amethyst isn't in valuables, but... I don't know. I thought about adding a furnace system into my catacombs as a crematorium. It's a little bit too morbid, I think, for me. I think it also allows me to build an auto smelter somewhere up here on the surface, which I think will be better. Nicer to have more reasons to build on the surface, even though a lot of this stuff is happening underground. I do like having reason to build surface structures. Yeah, I would prefer to keep calcite here. What happened to the background color for channel points? I'm using a VPN right now to connect to the server, and it messes with the application that controls my lights, so I've had to disable them for now, because otherwise we just have to refund everyone's channel points because they don't change anything. Right. There's a bit more room for these at the back. Could use a block of black concrete as obsidian, in quotes. Yeah, maybe. And yeah, I don't know if brick really makes sense over here, or how much of it I'm really going to be using. Yeah, that's a head scratcher. Do I have dripstone in here? Maybe dripstone. That seems like a good call. Unless... maybe we do move the calcite. Yeah, let's move the calcite over there. And then put dripstone in here next to granite. Because then all the geode blocks can go together, and then my brain feels happier about that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Switch dripstone and granite, maybe? Just for the gradient. I think they look better that way around. I almost want to put diorite over here now, but then I'm going to have to change the contents of all of these chests. I think that's okay. I think that'll do. I kind of liked having all of the decorative stone types together, but not the biggest deal. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I feel a lot happier with that. Feel a lot happier with that. So, over here... I feel like the back wall is going to be sand and sandstone. Or maybe this is going to be sand and sandstone, because while there are obviously variants of sandstone, it's impossible to tell them all from the top, because they all have the same top texture. Unless I turned one of them into... You could do it with, like, stairs, right? Where's my, I need to find my stone cutter. I'll leave it in here somewhere. Not there. I have a ton of chests in there. Perfect. Let's grab those. I had a stonecutter at some point. I think it may be up here. Who's online right now? Catherine, Mythical Sausage, and Smallish Beans. Also, if nobody has said this already, I formally petition for Mythical Sausage and Smallish Beans' couple name to be Frank and Beans. Thank you. It works on so many levels. If I put stairs upside down in here, we get... Yeah, we get the sandstone side texture, right? So with that, we could do sand, sandstone, and smooth sandstone. But then, like, cut sandstone and chiseled sandstone aren't really going to look all that different from the top, right? And there's no real way of showing their side textures here, so I guess we'll just have to go with that. Let's go get some sand. Do I plan on doing for the outside of my base or kind of keep it hidden? You mean the outside of this? It's going to have like a mausoleum kind of statue thing around it, yeah. Yeah, there's no way I am doing a separate chests for sandstone and for red sand and red sandstone because, like, I'm never going to have that much red sandstone. So we're going to put the sand in there, and we have a block of sandstone as the smooth sandstone. We'll smelt it. We'll actually smelt it. And then who knows what we can put at the end there. The options are endless. But we'll have to put stuff like glass, maybe clay, terracotta, that kind of stuff. But it's going to have to be like the raw block itself, not like the block family. So I wouldn't want to have like all of the different colors of glazed terracotta and wool and that kind of stuff. So you probably have like one chest with all the wool colors. I mean, it makes no sense for it to be automated then because you just want the base color. The thing about wool is that you dye it 1-to-1, so it's better to just have a sheep of a certain color. Just buy it directly from Catherine. But then with terracotta, you can just mass produce dyed terracotta, and it's the only way to get it. So that makes sense, right? Have you ever done a mobile chopping Tuesdays at someone else's base so you can talk and watch them build as you chop? No, because typically on Tuesdays there aren't that many other people online around the same time I am. It also feels really weird to just go and watch somebody, right? Like, I'm not sure how many of the others would be comfortable with that, especially considering there's some stuff that would be like spoilers for their episodes. Like, Fwip was so annoyed at Joel for spoiling something that he hadn't shown in an episode yet that he dragged a warden over to his base. May I ask why the uploads have slowed down? Because they take longer. And this week I've been working on a whole separate video that you're not going to see for a while because it's a massive build for somebody else. And you're not going to see it until they explore, and then you'll probably understand once you see that video why it took me so long. But, like, I never have the intention these days of sticking to an upload schedule. I just want to do a good episode and be happy with it. But, like, as far as survival guide stuff goes, I still want to do it, but sometimes the momentum is just with a series like this. Like, if I'm really happy with what I'm doing on Empires, I just want to keep playing on Empires. And survival guide stuff will be back. Don't worry about that. But frankly, if I don't have time to do everything I want to do on Empires, then I have even less time to do everything I want to do in survival guide as well. Have any of my builds for other people featured in their videos yet? Not quite. but soon. I mean, aside from the Great Bridge, obviously, which was for everybody. Is Ollie going to be a permanent member of Empires? I mean, for this season, as far as I'm aware, and after that, he can do whatever he prefers. Like, I think he's maybe going to want to stick around, but he seems like the kind of guy who, you know, just does whatever he wants. We have a sponsor today? No, that's a joke. The joke is that I'm having to use a VPN to even log into the server right now because of weird connectivity issues. So, yeah, I had to go and find somebody else's sponsor link for a VPN that I will not name because I don't want to give them free advertising. And it's probably one you've heard of. Where is the server? It's based in the UK, which is a weird thing. I've been doing a couple of diagnostics just to see what's happening, and it seems like one of the... Like, the way networks work is that a lot of the time information gets routed through a bunch of different IP addresses, different servers and stuff before it goes to the endpoint, the Minecraft server in this case, and then comes back to you. And that information is being transferred through a server, like another IP address, that is effectively losing 5% of the data that it's transferring. Like, there is 5% packet loss, which basically, in short, means it's like the server is trying to read a book with 5% of the words missing. It doesn't sound like a lot on paper, but if you think about it, that's like 5% of the words being missing from a book makes it completely unintelligible. Like, you wouldn't be able to read it and understand it if 5% of the words were missing. So, yeah, I spent most of yesterday talking to my internet service provider about it, and I will be switching providers if the upgrade to my internet is not going to fix it. But yeah, I mean, it could be a temporary problem, but it's increased over the last, like, week or so until it made me virtually unable to log into the server. Like, I would log in, I'd jump like this to activate my Elytra, and then I would just stay stuck in fly mode, and anything I did, I'd rubber band, I'd get reset, I'd fall through the world, I'd disconnect from the server, I just couldn't do anything. And the only thing that fixed that so far was getting a VPN, because what a VPN does is it routes the traffic through a different set of servers, which are supposedly servers that aren't monitored by your internet service provider, which I don't care about because that's not my concern. I'm not even using it to watch, like, overseas television or anything. I just want it to log into Empires. It's the only thing I need from it, is just routing it around this server that is, like, causing a ton of packet loss and giving me a massive headache. I did flush my DNS cache, so, like, I have all of that stuff. I rerouted it through Google's preferred DNS servers instead of just the default ones that Windows set automatically. Like, I tried a bunch of different stuff that I figured might resolve the problem, and it didn't. And then a couple of helpful folks on Twitter told me, like, try trace routing, try ping tracing, try these different tools that will maybe give you an idea of where the information is going. And yeah, that kind of highlighted the problem. And I tried to explain it to my ISP, and they were like, we can't do anything about this immediately, but there will be some other stuff that a different internet connection can give you. So we will see. We'll see. I basically had to do this right when I started making Minecraft videos, actually, back on the decidedly vanilla server. I was with a different ISP at the time back in my old apartment, and they didn't have very good connectivity in my area, and my internet connection was so inconsistent that I couldn't log into the server. Like, it would load 2 chunks around me, and then I'd get kicked. And it's basically what's happening on Empires at this point. And so, yeah, I basically switched internet providers then, and now I'm in this place. My old internet provider is way better here because they have better coverage, they have fiber, all of that stuff can be routed to the house instead of just to the box on the corner. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, hopefully my internet connection upgrade should resolve that. And if it doesn't, like I said, probably switching ISPs again, which will be a pain in my neck. It's such a relief this work doesn't happen when you do work for the survival guide. I mean, yeah, it's a single-player world, so what is it gonna... It's not gonna affect anything that I'm doing locally, right? But right now I want to do stuff on Empires. Like, Empires is where all of my energy is. I'm having a lot of fun playing on the server, and if stuff like this starts to mess up my opportunity to connect in... Like, I was in the middle of doing this big build that I've been doing for somebody else, and it wasn't going to get finished if I couldn't log in, right? Pain in the butt, man. So I think what we actually do is we can have mud. I mean, there's muddy mangrove roots as well. Mud, packed mud. Clay, terracotta, glazed terracotta, potentially. Or bricks is the alternative. I don't see myself using bricks all that much around here, but... I mean, it's possible here and there just for texture. But then mud bricks are a thing, right? When you say big build, how large are we talking? You'll see. You'll see. Can pistons push muddy mangrove roots? I think so. I haven't tried, but I think so. Oh yeah. That came up. That came up during my collab clip with Catherine yesterday. She was like, I've got this banner, and then she was like, wait. I left it at sausages. Roots are just a block. They're not like leaves where they break when you push them, right? It's funny how many of, like, the new blocks we're getting kind of have hybrid properties between different types of blocks. Like, roots are basically like, they have the transparency element of leaves, but they're pushable like other blocks. Like, there's some interesting exceptions coming up, right? It's like how glazed terracotta could be pushed but not pulled. Will I make my valuables chest hidden? No, I'm going to put them out there. Like, nobody's going to steal from me. If they do, sure, lore, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
doesn't matter to me, really. Like, if I cared that much about keeping my resources hidden, I'd just put them all in my ender chest. Like, it's only really going to annoy me if I really needed those resources for something, when most of the time the precious stuff... Once you get to this point in the server, I'm like, sure, I want some redstone, maybe. But the diamonds, the emeralds, all of that stuff, like, you can just go out and get that, really. Joey's a pirate? Yeah, I know Joey's a pirate. Alright, that one didn't have any gravel under it. There we go. Shouldn't say these things with Joel online. Joel can't hear me. Also, Joey doesn't have a ship to sail up the river to me anymore. Also, yeah, said river is on the other side of a massive continent, so he's going to have an airship for that. We need something else here, though. I don't think mud is right for here, because I want it to be over here with the organic materials. Have a section for foliage? Yeah, the organic stuff. I mean, honestly, there's other foliage already over here. Like, leaves are going to be part of the miscellaneous chest for all the different wood types. I've already got roots and mangrove leaves in here. Do I ever wish I chose a different name? Nope. Been happy with Pixlriffs since I picked it. Airships are more like False's thing, I think. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they team up. They both kind of look like pirates at the beginning of the season, because False's usual skin has, like, the stripy shirt. Should have a super smelter in the catacombs as the embalming chamber. Somebody suggested a crematorium earlier, and I think it's too morbid. How do you take care of your eyes since you need to be in front of the computer for long periods? Just taking breaks. And honestly, my computer monitor's brightness is set pretty low. Will there be another crown kind of thing this season where we have our own rules? I don't know. If there is, like, my whole deal on this season of the server sort of doesn't really make sense for me to participate because I'm not like a ruler of this empire as such. So it doesn't make as much sense for me to do stuff like that, but who knows? We'll come up with something different. I get the sense that in terms of what we're doing on the server, in terms of the storylines and extra beats that happen later, I think we'll probably want to steer away from repeating stuff we did in Season 1, just for the sake of our own creativity and having fun with new stuff. Ruler of the past? See, I'm not, though. That's the thing. Like, if we're talking... Again, my empire this time around is more inspired by Elden Ring. Like, I'm not like the first Elden Lord or whatever. I'm just... I don't know. I'm virtually not here. Yeah, like, I'm just somebody behind the scenes, really. Whip said at some point he had an idea for something like the Crown, but different, because the Crown has caused a lot of backlash with the community. Well, yeah, I mean, anything that pits people against other people is going to cause backlash, because there are people who are like, oh, my favorite guy isn't coming out on top of this totally arbitrary competition that's just kind of there for us to have fun with. And that's an entirely understandable reaction. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of those folks. It's just like it happens that way. You gotta either reckon with the fact that we're all just having fun, and most of the time we've kind of either discussed stuff ahead of time, or more likely we're all just on the understanding that if something ever did cross a line, we would just talk about it. But we all pretty much know each other's boundaries at this stage, and we're open to talking about those boundaries if they ever change. It's something that I've heard recommended for people who play Dungeons & Dragons regularly, especially with groups that you're not that familiar with, is to have a system where you have, like, veto power over certain topics, basically. And people do that in the form of having, like, if you're sitting around a table playing with your friends, you have X cards, or you have, like, yellow card, red card kind of thing, of, like, either a way of signaling, okay, this is going into territory that is potentially, like, you know, mentally triggering for me, or whatever it happens to be. Like, you just hold up a card and people move on. Like, you don't have to discuss it, you don't have to stop and be like, well, why is that a problem for you? You just move on from it. And we don't really have a system like that on this server, but we all know each other relatively well at this point. And so if it was obvious that anything was weird, or we'd just like discuss it in Discord, it'd take 2 seconds, we'd move on. Like safe words. Yeah, I mean, exactly, that kind of stuff. Like, it's all important for people's comfort. And nothing is more important to us than people being comfortable enough to feel creative on this server, right? Like, that's the whole thing. We all understand where stuff like that becomes important, because we're all doing the same thing. We're all content creators, so we understand what boundaries are. It's very straightforward. And obviously, people's instinct is to stick up for people if it feels like they are being given short shrift on the server. Like, obviously, Jimmy has a lot of very passionate fans who get very concerned about his treatment on this server, and again, I need to re-emphasize that Jimmy is very much up for the joke with all of the stuff that we're doing. He encourages it a lot of the time. And if it's ever a problem, he can talk to us about it, right? If he's ever like, guys, I'm just kind of tired of being kicked at this point, we can entirely shift focus on stuff. That totally works. If Mojang were to add something new in 1.20, what do I wish they would add? They're definitely going to add something new in 1.20. I don't think they're just going to not have an update. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any particular wishes, like, specifically for 1.20. Like, I know a lot of the stuff they're planning on doing is going to be happening, if not in this update, then later. I just want the community to be happy with the update, ultimately. I just want something that people can all get behind, because obviously lately there's been a lot of division in the community about lots of different features and stuff, and frankly I just want everybody to have a good time playing this video game. .20 comes out. Sorry, folks, it's exactly the same as the last update. It's the Deep Dark update again. We've not added anything new. Or it's like, it's bug fixes again, you know? But not even the kind of bug fixes that are like quality of life things. It's just like, here's a bug that didn't really affect anybody, but we fixed it anyway. You think 120 is going to be an end update? I'm honestly not convinced it's going to be an end update. I don't know for certain, because the end is kind of one of those strange cases where I think having it be completely empty actually helps the game's vibe to a certain extent. So changing that is going to be quite a difficult task, and yeah, it's difficult to say which way they're going to go, because whatever they end up doing, people are going to think it's not enough. People think they're just going to find ways to complain about it, right? Must be so difficult to like learn to filter out some of that negativity and interpret it as like, here's what people are actually saying. I want to do a bit of stuff like this every so often, and just have, like... It doesn't obstruct me getting to the chest. It's not like I'm going to click on this quarter of the space. But I kind of like having occasional bits and pieces like that dotted around. Like, I've got one over here as well that's, like, higher up. Iron bars in Fwip's texture pack have, I feel like, a lot more of a usable texture to them. I mean, I'd still put iron bars there if they were the normal vanilla texture, but I like these a lot. Next update, the Warden is now 1 pixel taller, yeah. Right, I'm going to very quickly be right back. I'm going to go and refill my water because I've been streaming for about an hour and a half and I'm all out. So grab yourselves some drinks, some snacks, anything you need to do. I'll be back in just a few seconds. Alright, we're back. I have water with a big old ice cube in it. This ice cube tray was the best decision we've made this summer. And I've had to close the door because my partner is about to start their stream in the other room, so, ooh, it's gonna be warm. I'm probably gonna be here for another hour and then call it a day, I think. But anyway, we'll get plenty done in that time. Actually wearing pants? Shorts, but yeah. Probably not for much longer once we finish the stream. Have a partner? Yeah, I've been married for like 12 years. It'll be 12 years this September. I think. No. 11 years. Short pants. Yes. Oh, we removed that block, didn't we? Boop. There it is. There it is. Love that so much. Alright, where's that screenshot gone? Did I close it? Of course I did. Of course I did. Screenshots. Right, good. There it is, because we got one of these here. This is the bit that I would forget in terms of like the layout. And it helps if the layout is even because we are going to be adding a bit of like water stream, hopper, transport, automation stuff from the top. So I want to make sure that I'm at least getting this element of it even so that the water streams can be as uncomplicated as possible. That's the other thing I picked up with Redstone, is like, try and make things as uncomplicated as possible. Why does a little British boys always wear short pants? Because our fathers can't afford full trousers. How did me and my partner meet? We met on the forums for National Novel Writing Month. Or NaNoWriMo, as it's called colloquially. Because we were both writing fiction at the time. And I was living in Leeds, where I just finished my university course and was working in bookshops up there. And they got in touch on the forums just to say that, like, I'd posted a synopsis and it sounded cool. And they'd heard of Leeds through watching The Mighty Boosh, I guess. And Kay was the first American that I'd met who knew what The Mighty Boosh was. And had watched a bunch of, like, weird Channel 4 comedies that I thought had never made it over to the US. So we instantly kind of bonded over that and started talking about our favorite TV shows and just kind of hanging out online on MSN Messenger at the time and then on Skype right after that. And yeah, it turned out we had chemistry, so they came to visit me like 2 months later and stayed for 3 months. So yeah, we had a whirlwind romance, I guess, and then yeah, evidently that continued. And yeah, I don't do as much writing these days, but Kay is a writer and is currently doing like a poetry workshop thing. But their stream, which Ginger linked to in the chat, is all about using fountain pens and stationery and stuff to currently write out the entirety of Lord of the Rings by hand. Because we are both big Tolkien nerds, and it seemed like a good text to use fun fountain pens and stuff on, which they were kind of into collecting and using, but wanted more excuses to be able to mess around with different inks and fun stuff, and so a stream is a fun way of doing that and sharing it with the community. We'll need iron nuggets for some more soul lanterns. It's kind of a shame you can't buy those off anyone. Like, piglins don't trade them or anything, right? They hate them. So there's not really a place you can get soul lanterns the way you can with lanterns. You buy them from librarians. You shall not pass. He doesn't actually say that in the book, which is the funniest thing. I think he says you cannot pass, which is a very different statement. But yeah, they've just got to the Prancing Pony chapter, so they're just about to meet Strider in Kay's like right through of the whole thing. And it's going very well. Alright, that's 0 block light there, so we'll want to put like some glow lichen up this corner or something. I don't want to light it too evenly, so we've got soul lanterns here. We've got like little amethyst clusters in the sides here. And that gives us like 5 block light from these, which means it's 1 block light on these. And it looks kind of unevenly lit and gloomy, and I like that a lot. Glow lichen. It's already day 5,400 and something. Yeah, like, to be honest, days on constantly online servers really don't matter very much, right? Like, having 100 days in Minecraft doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when your server is running around the clock, basically. I kind of like it just like that. Maybe we'll have some mossy stone brick in the floor or something, have it go across the floor a bit. Did Bilbo resist the ring? Yes, with help from Gandalf, but yeah. Yes, the lichen puns, very good. How many years have I been doing YouTube? There's a good way of checking that. You can go to my YouTube channel, click on the About page, and it tells you when my channel was created. I didn't create that channel before using it to upload videos. Like, it wasn't my personal YouTube channel before that. I plan this out in single player, or am I winging it right now? I'm winging it. Like, this thing isn't planned basically at all. The outside of it is going to be. So I haven't designed the exterior yet, but the interior is much more me just messing around with a few ideas. The ring is in the one that kills you in 7 days. Yeah, in this case, not so much, but it gets pretty close. Am I going to hide secret questy things in any of these chests? Probably not, only because that would rely on people coming through and just looking through my storage system. But maybe. We'll have to find out if anybody feels like just looting my base at some stage. Do I play anything outside of Minecraft for my own fun time? Yeah, this week I've been replaying Hades because I had a lot of fun playing that game. Supergiant are always really good, and I watched the documentary about the making of Hades, so I really wanted to go back and replay it after seeing that. Will I have a bed in the catacombs? No, I'm not planning on making it like my house. But then I just sleep wherever because, like, where I have my home doesn't really matter on this server. Is all of this going to be the storage system? I thought only the bit connected to the lectern was the official storage system. This part was cool building. Each one of these corridors is going to terminate in a room that has a lectern and different storage areas, right? Like, I need to have bulk storage for a lot of blocks. So on this side we have wood and stone. The staircase is going to go down to storage for, like, nether stuff. The other bits and pieces here and there are all going to be about, like, you know, miscellaneous items that don't really fit into any of these categories. But that one down there is aesthetic blocks, which I know covers a whole variety of stuff, but right now it is prismarine, quartz, amethyst, sandstone, and something here. I don't know quite what yet. And then all of this is going to be the organic stuff, like, you know, mud, grass, podzol, whatever. Do I think I'll do a holiday replay of Stardew again? That depends on a couple of things. Whether or not I have time, because, you know, maybe I'm taking a bit more of a casual approach to Minecraft at that stage, which seems unlikely. And whether or not there's another update to Stardew Valley, which I think is also unlikely because Concerned Ape is working on the next game, which I think is Haunted Chocolatier or something like that. See you later, Gandarian. Enjoy. What about hieroglyphics? Am I going to go into that? I think there's not really enough room for them here. Except on, like, written signs and map art, and I don't really want to do map art. Map art takes too long. Really looking forward to the new Concerned Ape game? Yeah, I'm curious, because I think a lot of people are kind of surprised, myself included, that it has a very similar art style to Stardew Valley, but then again, if, you know, if you're good at making a certain type of sprites, why change that? Haunted Chocolatier, yeah. Mm-hmm. Am I going to use the chiseled blocks for some of the ruins? I mean, yeah, chiseled stone brick is already in a couple of them. And there's chiseled nether brick now as well, which has skeleton skulls in it. So that's going to feature somewhere. The Deep Slate one obviously is for the Warden, but that's everywhere in ancient cities, so it doesn't feel like quite as unique a thing. Let's put that in this corner. Let's bundle the coal so I can pick the rest of this stone up. And these can go. If we put some... Yeah, there we go. Chiseled red sandstone. Yeah, I don't see myself getting hold of a lot of that. It's kind of difficult when red sand is so difficult to come by. Hey, King Kong, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Also, Greg Malski and Spivus, thank you so much for the resubs earlier. I love the Empire series so much. Some ideas about Ollie and Bridge situation. Since you build a gateway for each side, how about you give Ollie your tower and build a watchtower with the gate? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the options. Like, I have a few ideas on the go, and that is certainly one of them. And yeah, I'll be reading the comments on that episode for sure. I didn't have much time to do that before the stream because it only came out like an hour and a half before I started streaming. But yes, I will definitely read a few people's feedback on that kind of stuff because I have my own ideas, but ideas from the audience are always really fun for seeing where people's heads are at with the direction of this series, what they'd like to see. I try not to ask questions like that too much because it makes me feel like I don't have any ideas when I have too many ideas, if anything. Too many ideas, not enough time. Do I know what Ollie's empire will be exporting? Again, try not to think of everyone's empires in terms of what they export because, like, both me and Ollie seem to be doing some stuff that's like, big shrug, who knows, right? What he's exporting is, like, allowing people to touch the dragon egg, I guess. I don't know. But we're going to wait for him to figure that stuff out. He's exporting ideas, yeah. Music, probably. Chaos in song form. Empire Season 2, the musical. I mean, that's got to be a collaboration between Ollie, Lizzie, and whoever else, right? When did Ollie join Empires? Before we started the season. Like, he's been on here since the beginning. How should we be thinking about the empires if not by their exports? About the character. About, like, who the people are and what they're building. Because, like, what does Joel export right now? Other than lore. I mean, not really a tangible thing, is it? And all of the rest of us already have that, so. He imports wardens. Ollie having the dragon egg as a roadside attraction with a giant billboard. To be fair, I'd love it if he did that, because that sounds like the kind of stuff I'm going to be doing. There's one less thing for me to do. The amount of dirt over here, I'm kind of wondering if I'm just about to dig through the other side of this mountain. Joel's been too busy dealing with pranks to deal with exports. Well, that's the thing. Like, he's got a gold farm, but I think he just wants to have gold. So, I mean, like, I'm not sure what he's actually doing with it, if anything. Gonna need to start turning all of this stone into stone bricks now. How are you able to not show anyone that Ollie was on Empires? You check online, who's online a lot on streams. That's the thing. I intentionally avoided it when I wasn't certain. Because, yeah, there were going to be times when Ollie was online and was just being really quiet. But we have a mod that removes him from, like, his joining the server messages showing up in chat, which we can now not worry about because, yeah, we don't have to hide the fact that he's on the server anymore. But honestly, he wasn't online a huge amount because, as you've probably seen if you watched his videos, a lot of it was, a lot of it took place on Afterlife, and then a bunch of it is just him, like, you know, running around in his studio doing bits to camera. Yeah, Ollie's the Orion sound for anybody who is unfamiliar with the guy. Or if you follow me on Twitter, you can just go back and look at the tweet I posted earlier, which links his video in it. So I keep faking myself out about these. So we need to go down here. So when that extends, it's going to be there. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Good. Good. No matter what you do, it'll be off by 1. Yeah, right. Always. It's one of the things that's really difficult to get used to in Minecraft is the idea that your builds don't have to be perfect. Like, I recognize that it's nice if they are much of the time, but honestly, if you don't build something 100% symmetrical, it just looks like the people who are building it were human. EmpiresVPN is law now. I wish it wasn't. So I think I'll need 18 more sticky pistons for this, so I think we'll be alright. But we need 6 per side. No, it's going to be 24, isn't it? But we've already got 3, so I think we'll be alright. I think we'll have enough. We'll just turn the rest of these into sticky pistons. Fine. I need to go and get more slime. Is the lore and the Zornoth lore going to be relevant to this season, or is it done and wrapped up? Zornoth is not coming back. That's one thing that we've been adamant about from the beginning, is that this is not going to continue that story. Because none of the characters are coming back, really. Nobody is really playing the characters they were in Season 1. So it doesn't really make sense for us to have Zornoth without Scott's character, for example. The two were very closely connected. And yes, Fwip did post a thing on Twitter saying that he'd banned Zornoth from the server as admin, so that much at least is official. with a little bit of redstone behind here. That is block swappers for tomb number 4. Based on his video, Ollie's lore is accidental. Yeah. I think it was funny that a few people pointed out this is the second character who has the isekai trope of, like, this is a normal person who's been transported to a fantasy world. Except in his case, he's come from Afterlife. So if anything, he's come from a fantasy world into a less fantasy world, because we don't have all the mods that Afterlife had. Does the block swapper work on Bedrock? No, it doesn't. It uses a couple of things that are kind of unique to Java Edition Redstone, unfortunately. But I'm sure there are similar mechanisms that you can create. They probably just have to be wired differently. Alright, so we'll need a book and quill for this one as well, but from here we dig down. We take an output from this block, and then cover that. And then, yeah, we go from there. Good, good, good. The first repeater isn't necessary, it's just there so that I can turn around and see stuff happening. So there's like a tiny amount of delay. Oh, and of course we have the back cells. Ugh, okay, right, I do need to get more slime then. Boo. We get to make puns for the lectern again. Not on this stream, unfortunately. I won't have time to get all of this finished, because now I need to go and make more sticky pistons. Is it dark outside? No, it's not. I guess Catherine and Sausage are on the server, so... Oh, wait, no, Catherine's gone now. Doesn't one of my branch mines have a slime chunk? It probably does, but I have a slime chunk nearby here. I know where they are on this server. On this server, like, unlike the survival guide, I'm absolutely fine looking stuff up on chunk base if it makes my job easier, rather than having to, like, test on the server for whether stuff works or not. Right, what do we need? We need iron, we need redstone, we have 15 slime. That should be enough. That should actually be enough. Thank goodness. We'll put the rest of this in here for now, even though I'm literally moving into a storage system. Bonnie37, thank you for the 100 bits. No message, but thank you. Appreciate that. And let's grab some iron. There's a bit more iron out here, actually. Cool. Like the idea of Ollie being a bumbling, omniscient force. I mean, yeah. I find it funny when people instantly cast somebody from this server as like, this person is actually God, and just doesn't know. I always enjoy those headcanons, because, like, we're all just dudes, you know? Shenko, thank you for the 9 months. Great, we got so much cobblestone in there. Slaps roof. Except Joel, who, yeah, literally has to remind everybody that he's God on a regular basis. And so instead, everyone headcanons him being short. So many gods this season. I feel so compelled to do the Hot Fuzz references. It's just the one god, actually. No. God, I almost made so many droppers just then. Dodged a bullet there, chat. So in this room opposite, whenever we open this up... Yeah, that's there. Okay, good. Just checking I've got the proportions the same. Joel thinks he is God, but is he? That's the thing, right? Like, what qualifies? Who decides whether he is or not at this point? Like, it's not the kind of thing that you can prove exactly. It's not like let's make him take a DNA test. And all that ever shows is just like whether or not Hermes is his child, which he obviously is. So he did create him, to be fair. Are you a god? Sounds like the worst article quiz ever, pretty much. Okay, if I turn this corner... Okay, perfect. Now I know the proportions are right because it was the same amount of blocks in the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we've got 11, 12, and 13 over there. Perfect. One there. One there. And more redstone. Always more redstone. Okay, I think that fits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, okay, good. Good. Good, good, good. And so now if we close all of these up... We just need to get another book and quill for that lectern. Thank you. No worries, Mermicorn Queen. Have a good one. Yeah, Joel has watched Ghostbusters a few too many times. That man is not afraid of no ghost. Does that mean he is afraid of ghosts? Double negatives are hard. So, what am I looking for? What was I doing? Welcome to Minecraft, the game of what was I doing? We've got all of the block swappers. We need a book and quill. That was it. We need a book and quill. Lord, Joel is afraid of Ghost Cat. Perfection. We've done it. Okay, so this is organic blocks. So that's going to be things like moss. I mean, moss is going to be tricky because it breaks when pushed by pistons, but you know what I mean. We can do some stuff. Shadow Knight, thank you so much for the 110 bits. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much. But it's going to be more organic blocks. So dirt, grass, mud, clay, that kind of thing. We can start with dirt and grass. And the fun thing is, somebody pointed this out, and I'm pretty sure we can do this. Not sure if it was Wormbo or if it was somebody else in the chat pointed out that if we put some stone slabs over the top of things like grass and dirt, they're not going to revert to dirt. Mycelium and grass can remain like unscathed. Can't wait for Joey to say if the ship blows, everything blows. The thing is, going back through editing the bits and pieces of collab stuff and the prank and everything, like there is literally a point where Joel yells, "Stop blowing holes in my ship," which is ironic because that's kind of what he ended up doing. So at this point, we put grass here, we put mycelium somewhere else, we put dirt down here next to coarse dirt, so that it can't be converted. Because, yeah, that's what I've done in my storage system on Survival Guide, is that you split that stuff up with grass, mycelium, podzol, like the inert ones. And then you put coarse dirt between so that it doesn't spread. Joel's going to quote Pirates of the Caribbean this season was Harry Potter last season. He's still going to quote Harry Potter. Because that man's a maniac. There are a lot of J names on this server, yeah. There's a bunch of us. So yeah. Grass, podzol, mycelium, coarse dirt, dirt. And I'll have a fair amount of coarse dirt, so it makes sense. But then we can have mud, packed mud, mud bricks, clay, terracotta, you know, that kind of stuff. Natural feeling blocks, right? And over the top of these, we put the stone slabs, like that. And then these will all pop up without reverting to dirt. In theory, one supposes. Am I going to have a dedicated nether room? Yes, downstairs. Is there going to be space for rooted dirt? Honestly, I never acquire enough rooted dirt to store it in bulk, in terms of like needing a double chest for it. And if I do, I'm probably just going to farm it and use it as I farm it. You know what I mean? You can also very easily create rooted dirt in situ. You can just plant an azalea sapling on some dirt you want to be rooted dirt and then just grow it. So I don't tend to farm rooted dirt in such large quantities. But like coarse dirt and stuff, because it's craftable, it's dead easy to do. And like grass, pods, all that kind of stuff, I'll get in large quantities. Can throw the dripstone in there. Yeah, it's a good thing I go by Pixel or Pixlriffs or Pix. I don't have any mycelium yet either, so this is going to be an interesting gap to fill at some stage. In the meantime, we at least need to have chests here. And then we can do this, and we'll see where all of the stuff needs to go, because I have a lot of these blocks. Podzol I just have a lot of from clearing up areas where I foolishly farmed spruce wood in this area. And then all the packed mud can finally get moved. Be interesting to see one of my future builds take a rotten fungal route. Yeah, there's potential for stuff like that. Again, considering that a lot of the stuff I'm doing this season is inspired by Elden Ring, I have considered doing something that feels a bit more like Caelid. But, maybe less gross? I don't know. We'll see. Need to do lots of crafting now. Too bad we can't red out the sky in that zone. We could probably do that using a resource pack. As long as it was all built in a specific biome, right? Like if you went to a mushroom island and the sky turned red. Can do some stuff like that. Already had some jungle wood on me, I guess. Why don't I make an auto-sorter in Empires? That's kind of what this is. I just haven't got around to the rest of the redstone yet. Because I'm working on aesthetics first and then the redstone second, which is not normally the way you should do this kind of stuff, but trust me, I've got it all figured out in my head. These really need to go the other way around to fit with the setup elsewhere. Mud in there. Packed mud in there. Mud bricks in there. Yeah, great. And then we'll put clay in there. We'll put terracotta in there. Any nether lore in store? I mean, not really. Unless it comes up for other people. Like, I don't know if... I don't think we really want to use the nether all that much. You know? Muddy mangrove roots, we can... I don't know. See, I don't know if I want to put those in with the mud or if I just want to have them be, like, part of mangrove or what. I'm going to leave them here for now. It's controversial, I know. Terracotta, clay, and then what? I could put a glazed terracotta chest in here, but glazed terracotta can't be pulled. Meaning that it wouldn't work with this block swapper. It'd like push it across the room and it'd break something else. So we have this, that, and then maybe bricks on the other side. I tried to do a piston feed of mud onto dripstone to make clay. Yes, on the survival guide I did an episode about the mud factory that I built. I think on the follow-up episode I'd made a second platform that had it go over dripstone. I've not done that yet on Empires, but there is still time. So we've got bricks in here. I think we'll do bricks. Gonna fill up my little hole in the mountain once it's all moved. I don't know. I might just still sleep in there because there's a convenient place to have a bed that's not outside where zombies can hit you. Hey, Catherine's back. This way around, please. We'll put the bricks in there for now. I don't have much of the other blocks. Then on this other side, I'm trying to think what else we would need. Yeah, moss is a big one. Anyone else build on the bridge? Lizzie has, as far as I can tell. Presuming that Lizzie is the one who's filled one of the towers with amethyst. Which I like. I think it's kind of fun to have something a bit more decorative over there. I don't know if anyone's done that since then, but that was recorded basically this morning, so... I guess ice, maybe? Question mark? Not sure. Got to be slightly aware of regular ice melting, I suppose. There's the other coarse dirt. We got a bit of rooted dirt in there, but that can just go in with the other stuff. Moss carpet can't be pushed, right? I mean, it would break if it was pulled, so that would not really help either way. Leaves can be pushed as well. I mean, they break when pushed. The leaves are all going with the wood types, so I'm not that worried about them. But yeah, we need to have something else as like a placeholder for moss, which is probably just going to be like a mossy cobblestone or something again. Or wait, no, green concrete powder. Way better idea. Let's grab... Don't really have any green dye, so let's grab cactus. And we have a little bit of gravel and sand in the system. Green concrete powder looks way more like moss. So let's cook that. Green netherwood. Gosh, I wish there was green netherwood. Bonnie, thank you for gifting that sub. To Citadel of Swords. Excellent name. Could build one of those on the server. So we got gravel from in here. We'll need 4 because we're making 8 concrete powder. It's actually Citadel of S words. There's the sand. There we go. Obviously moss. To be fair, it doesn't look that much different. We will know. And frankly, I might have, like, other similar kind of things here. Like, if not moss, then mossy variants of stuff. What else can we put there that's going to be a more natural block that can be pushed? I'm sure I have more moss somewhere as well. In one of these, yes. Okay, that makes sense. Will I farm skeleton skulls for this build? I've already got a couple of them, but I have some skeleton skulls in use elsewhere. Mangrove roots. They're already with the mangrove tree. That's the other thing here is there being categories that make more sense for having... See, it's not that different. For having all of the wood stuff together. That's where I think I would logically look for it rather than having it be in here. Rooted dirt to represent all the moss azalea variants. I mean, that's an option too, yeah. And we could put the rooted dirt in there with it. But then again, it's also going to be bulk storage. Having item filters behind most of this. So these are all blocks that I would aim to acquire at least a double chest of. And I don't know if I'd have a double chest of azalea saplings. Like, I don't need that many. Okay, yeah. We're at least running out of ideas for this, which is a very good thing. Can mopeds be pushed by pistons? I think so. I don't know for certain. Sand and sandstone's on the other side. Gravel is on that side. Warped and crimson warp blocks. I mean, there's potential for that. I mean, I do have the Warped and Crimson trees over there, and that would kind of make sense to go with them if the leaf blocks are going with the respective tree types. Like they'd be in this chest, like here, the way the mangrove leaves are with the mangrove wood. They're actual azalea saplings? Yeah. I mean, they're not saplings in the same sense as like the oak saplings, but azaleas and flowering azaleas are effectively the saplings for azalea trees. Red sandstone for a stretch. We already have red sand stored with the other sand. I'm never going to have that much. Like, it would take a lot of wandering trader trading or the decimation of several mesas to get any red sandstone on this server. Anything else that I'm storing in here? I have so much mud that I can now just put away. I mean, frog lights, maybe. But I feel like we could also just dedicate an entire room to lighting. This stuff is all going in nether stuff. We could maybe do glass, because it's opposite the terracotta. Do glass and wool. But like I said earlier, I'm not certain I want all of that stuff. Maybe hay bales, bone blocks. There's some stuff like that that I'm just like, where can we put that? I feel like bone blocks should maybe go with the nether stuff, though, because you find them in the nether. Copper is going in valuables. All of this stuff has space in there now. I feel like Skulk is going to go with end materials. It just makes sense for me to put it there. So much granite and tyrite from the strip mines. Being able to dye red sand would be cool. People do that on... there's like data packs that allow you to do that. Yeah, I think we'll use the rooted dirt idea still. Like, I don't hate that idea. And we can just have manually sorted storage for that particular chest. Where did it go? There it is. Put bone blocks for mob drops? Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. How far is Ollie's base from mine? I think he's basically north of Gem. I think he's north of Gem. So he's a while away. Uh-oh. Am I lagging out even with my VPN? It's probably a sign that it's time to stop fairly soon. Give the old computer a break. Give the internet connection a break. Is there an updated map? I haven't put everybody's empires on there yet. Because, for a start, yeah, Ollie has now been revealed. And also, some people haven't named theirs. Like, I don't think False's area has a name as such. So I'm not certain. But once we figured out names for everyone's areas, then, yeah. My area is just called the Ancient Capital for now, and I'm fine with that just being on a map until I think of whatever else it might be called, but... Move the mud in there. He said a capital P. It's a Roman F. Please say happy birthday to Ella. Happy birthday, Ella. Hope you have a great day. Hoping that Mumbo is going to be found in an ancient city redstone room. No, I think Mumbo's still on a pretty long hiatus from everything else he's doing. I can't see him joining Empires on the sly. That would feel like a bit of a smack in the face to Hermitcraft people who've been waiting for him to make a Hermitcraft episode for a bit. But no, that man needs to recuperate. Entirely fine. Yeah, everybody in chat say happy birthday to Ella and whoever else's birthday it is. As you've already got glazed terracotta in the floor design, maybe use a small pattern in front of the storage for it and disable the block swapper so like grey and glazed terracotta is permanently there. That makes sense, but yeah, we'll see what we end up doing here. So I think we're going to take glass over there. We're probably going to take wool over there against my better judgment because we've already messed with this whole thing enough. And, I feel like stuff like obsidian needs a place in here, even though, again, block swapper isn't going to work for it. We'll think about that a bit more. I wonder if, yeah, maybe just ice. Maybe, like, glass, wool, and ice is going to be the weirdest combo, but it all deserves a place in here, I think. And can be pretty cool aesthetically speaking, so. So yeah, opposite here we have glass, we have wool, we have ice. It's quite a pleasing little gradient. And I think this last one is going to be a hay bale. And then we can put hay bales in there primarily, but also like food. Because I need hay bales for target blocks and stuff. For redstone things, they are actually very useful. They're also good aesthetic blocks. Don't have any others in there. Okay, perfect. And yeah, I'll need a lot of hay for packed mud and that kind of thing, so yeah, works that's opposite the mud blocks. Am I still doing Season 2 Survival Guide? Yeah, I just haven't been able to make a video this week because I've had some Empires videos I wanted to make. I've been having internet issues connecting to Empires that I was trying to resolve with my ISP yesterday, and yeah, some stuff just got in the way, but the thing that absolutely kills my creativity is people being demanding, so please be patient with me. When is the new video coming? I mean, you say that like there is a new video that I've mentioned at some stage. I published an Empires episode today. If you haven't seen that already, go and watch that. Got any dream projects I'd like to make one day? Something I've just never gotten around to, but making is still on my list. Honestly, I've always talked about retiring. If I ever end up retiring from making the kind of videos that I need to make, like I don't need to do it as like a full-time content creator, professional gig anymore. I really want to start a Minecraft Shakespeare company. I know this is very different from the kind of like, you know, pie in the sky project sort of things, but I do think it'd be really fun to design a bunch of sets for productions in Minecraft and maybe have like a live audience that could, you know, have simple voice chat running or something like that. And then stage, you know, some kind of Minecraft production of All's Well That Ends Well or Twelfth Night or Hamlet or something, you know? There's a group who did a like a live production of Hamlet in GTA Online recently, which was pretty funny. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I got the gist, and it was pretty good. So I'm very curious to see how some of that stuff could go in Minecraft. And we wouldn't like alter the script or anything. It wouldn't be like a parody. It would just be straight up. It'd just be straight up Minecraft, but with the full like script of something like Hamlet. Because you could build a pretty decent castle and just be like Elsinore, you know? Putting in my request for Much Ado About Nothing. Yeah, that's probably... I think that's the one I was thinking of when I said All's Well That Ends Well, because I don't really know All's Well, particularly. Alright, we're missing a few hoppers at the back here. And the catches are on that side. No. Dang it. Alright. That's that all taken care of. And this is still the Silk Touch pickaxe. Good. Ah, it all goes away. And then it all comes back. Perfect. I haven't included any blocks that are destroyed by the block swapping process. That is good. Wonderful. You love to see it. So, I think that's where we're going to wrap up for today, because we are close to our 3-hour time limit, and honestly, it's just so warm that I want to get my door open. Folks, thank you for hanging out here. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. Once again, I will hopefully be back with you on Sunday, provided that my internet stuff is still behaving itself. We're going to be raiding somebody else who's streaming here on Twitch. Let's see who's out here. Let's go say hi to Bruno today. It looks like he's just starting up as well, so we can say hi to Bruno. We do talk about Bruno here. And yeah, I'll drop it off with Bruno. He's a lovely streamer from Uruguay. Very, very talented dude. Very funny. Very energetic. You'll like him. He is currently on the Still Alive SMP, which is his community SMP. And yeah, hope you folks will enjoy the stream. My partner is streaming in the other room once again. If you're interested in going and checking that out, twitch.tv/celerymin. Adult language warning, adult conversation warning, but a lovely community and a lot of fun just writing with fountain pens and stationery and cool stuff. I will see you all on Sunday, because I don't think this is D&D weekend, because we skipped last weekend. This is the off weekend, and now it's back on schedule after that. So, enjoy Bruno's stream, have yourselves a good day, stay cool out there, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.